All right, good morning. These are your morning announcements for April 28th. This is Tuesday. Some general reminders. Please mark your attendance. I know some of you have been emailing me and you've been doing your work, and then I see you on the attendance list. So please don't forget to mark your attendance. Another thing, be sure to check your emails daily. I've seen some of you have 700 unopened emails in your inbox. Please clear that out. If teachers need to get a hold of you, the first way we will do that is via email. Please finish your menu project if needed. I noticed there's still a decent amount of you that haven't finished it yet. I know there have been some technical difficulties, and if you are one of those who have had technical difficulties or you have last minute questions, don't forget I have office hours from 10:30 to 11:30, and then again from 1:30 to 2:30 this afternoon. I can also meet with you by appointment, but I need to know so we can make the appointment. Okay, so that brings us to today's assignment. Today's assignment, you are going to look at the background between the North and the South. You will have today and part of tomorrow to finish this, although I bet most of you will get this finished today. So I'm going to post this momentarily on Classroom, and you are going to type your responses in the box. Obviously, if a question asks you why, be sure to answer in complete sentences. So you're going to start with just some opinions. Obviously, there are some answers that are more correct than others. So what supplies do you need for war and why? I think you could justify a lot of different reasons. Maybe not rubber duckies needed for war, but let's try and keep it in the realm of possibility. But pretty much as long as you justify it and explain your answer, you will get it correct. Same thing here for what do you need to successfully win a war. So note these questions are similar, but they're different. So 1, what supplies do you need for war? 2, what do you need to win a war? This is beyond just supplies, because obviously you need more supplies to win a war, but beyond being able to feed your army, what else do you need? Now, part 2, North and the South by percentages. This chart shows what percentage of each category in this column the North and the South has. So think of the United States as a whole being 100%. So the North has 71% of the entire US population. The South only has 29% at the start of the Civil War. Now, these percentages are approximate. They aren't exact, but it gives you a pretty good idea of how things were. So you have population, railroad mileage, how much money or how many bank deposits there were, factories, where the amount of wealth was, where the large farms were, steel and iron production, and the value of their exports. So exports are goods that are shipped to other places, okay? So once you read through these, what you do, you come down here and you put an X in one of these two columns answering the question. So which side has the advantage in steel and iron production? If it is the South, you put an X here. If it is the North, just type in an X there, okay? And go on through the questions. Now, part 3, answer the following questions in complete sentences, more than one sentence, please. So I want you to use the chart and the questions you just answered to answer this question here. So number 1, what advantages did the North have in winning the war and why? So give me specifics. You might want to be super fancy and link this to your first 2 responses here. And then in the number 2, what advantages did the South have in winning a war? Now I know it looks like all of these percentages favor the North, but that does not mean that the South didn't have some advantages. Okay, and part 4, you have to scroll down because I did a page break, so you're going to have to scroll down. There are 4 parts to this. Look at the map. Answer the following questions. Well, and this text here. So when the time came to secede or break away from the Union, states did it at varying speeds. South Carolina was the first on December 20th, 1860. while North Carolina was the last on May 4th, 1861. All the states in red are Confederate. Dark blue up here, and this one, and these ones. And yes, I know these are modern day states, and not all of this was completely mapped out yet, and I know, but bear with me here. Gray areas are territories that were not yet states, and the light blue are called border states. Now, border states are interesting. Some states wanted to remain in the Union, but they didn't really want to choose sides. So what the border states are, these light blue ones right here, are states that remained in the Union, but still had slaves. So, and again, they're border states because they're on the border between the North and the South, or the Union and the Confederacy. So again, these border states here are states that remained in the Union, but also kept slaves. So the rest of these Union states, slavery had pretty much been outlawed, or was very, very close to being completely gone, but not in these border states. If you are having problems finding which states are which, you may use a map, use the Googles, or your textbook, or phone a friend. Use a 50-50. Meet me in office hours, I'll help you out. So answer the following questions. How many states were Confederate? I'm looking for a number. How many states were in the Union? Again, a number. Tell me what the Confederate states were. You can use abbreviations if you want to. Same thing here with listing the Union states. What are border states? I told you in the paragraph right here and about 5 times in the video. And which states are considered border states? There are 5. So once you get those answered, you can click turn in and everything will be good to go. Tomorrow I will post a video on Civil War people and go over some basics for the Civil War that I want to cover. If you want to meet me in office hours a little early, we can just kind of have an informal discussion. We can go over some questions that you have about the Civil War. I know some of you know more than others. So look forward to hearing from you and have a good day.